technical difficulties on my end. We're very sorry. Oh, I'm very sorry. Anyway, so uh, anything else you guys wanted to do in your last day in Baldur's Gate?
Not really.
Perfectly good. Since I've met Rattlegast and now he is part of our adventure, and Matt has apologized to me with flowers.
Yes.
Which, I'm sorry, Celine would totally fall for because, well, Celine.
Fair. So, let me add some audios. This audio, by the way, is provided free by fucking, what's it? Roll20. It is all their audio, all their things, and I am a paid subscriber to Roll20. I do have permission to use this. I am not making money on any of it. Copyright claim here, and copyright law here. Anyway,
Ooh.
wow, that's
Sounded
like
like a jet.
highway. Hold on.
Yeah, that was a little too modern.
Some really fast, like, new age.
That's some
And that's
fast-ass
the King of
carriages,
Dragons.
goddamn.
Yeah,
Back in my day, we never had rocket carriages.
We're gonna be there by the end of the day, boys.
Okay, that actually got me the rocket carriage cup.
Rocket carriage, rocket carriage.
I may be a little heavy into my cups after an hour break, though, so...
Oh, no.
Well, it means I'm just gonna get housework done. Such a good housewife. Oh. That was the saddest.
You are. Anyway, so
It's hard with playing with Celine. You have to pretend to be happy all the time. It's great. Alright, so...
you guys set off. The next morning. It is now the next morning. Serial and Mariana are driving your carriage. Here is riding in the back of it. Rattlegast, you are hanging out with Oyen and his birds. His boys.
Celine doesn't really like, or I'm not Celine, Saloon doesn't really like these new birds. It is constantly going over there and like picking a fight with them. He has very much the come at me bro thing from within their cages.
Oyen like shoos him off with a stick.
It's a 9 HP familiar because of inspiration, which is just dumb. But
He just kind of waves him off. He's not fast enough to actually hit a hummingbird. But shoos him off. Your employer, Wolfenite and Heroes of Greenness. Your employer is loud, boisterous, and obnoxious.
He's in the back with me, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, he's in the cart. That's why I decided to sleep on top of the cart, if you remember right.
This is correct.
I have a cute little tent.
As you guys are traveling, I want everyone to make a perception check, please.
Perception coming up.
Okay.
Oh, what's that? I see there. It's a little blurry.
13 for me. Wow, nat 20 for you, though.
Oop, I accidentally rolled disadvantage.
That's alright, that's a 22 for you, Matt.
Yep.
Because you're a badass.
Because you were badass.
For some reason, I'm perceptive today. It's because of my guilt for what I did to Celine.
It probably is, actually, because you keep... Normally your rolls are awful, so if you keep being mean to Celine, you'll roll well throughout the rest of the campaign.
So Rattlegast, you're able to keep an eye on where the heroes of Green Nest are, and it's pretty easy. Their carriage is the loudest, because your employer there, Fear, is regaling you on some of his exploits and some of the hunts that have gotten him some of these pelts, and he's making it sound as if he did the work. Where you're looking at the guy going, no. Just, I know you're full of shit, but you're also paying me, so I can't exactly say you're full of shit. But yeah, you're
But as he's talking and I'm hearing it, I'm just like claws like this, and I'm also going.
I'm gonna try to be
sighing
a
very
good.
loudly.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, you are.
For yeah, you're gonna get a few encouraging pats from Celine.
So just as a quick reminder, Fear, Wolfenite, and Celine, you are all hired as a bodyguard. You get 10 gold per 10 day, plus food and living expenses on the road.
Yeah.
Rattlegast, you were hired also as a bodyguard, and you get 10 gold per 10 day. So every day you're getting a gold, basically, is how that'll work out. This trip is supposed to take close to 2 months. So your living expenses will be paid along the way, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Plus, there's food and rations aplenty, because the ale merchant has come with you, although he has that group of experienced guards that you didn't join up with, but they...
Oh, the dwarven woman that didn't take shit for nobody.
You do see that there are a couple other guards moving along. And it's pretty, calm, all things considered. And Rattlegast, you notice that there's a group of cards, about 3, that keep very much to themselves. Their guards are very close. They don't tend to go out or mingle among the other travelers. If you had to guess, these are the Cult of the Dragon. You don't know exactly what they look like, but they are kind of, singling themselves out by not mingling. Fear, you marked those wagons like day 1.
Oh yeah.
Because you have business with them, and you mark them pretty quick. You're easily able to keep track of where they are. And you do so despite the rambling stories and nonsense of your employer.
It's what's keeping me sane, to be honest.
You do also, however, notice that the orc, or the older half-orc rather, is constantly keeping an eye on your cart and your carriage. Maybe it's just because he's friendly, maybe it's because he knows you, or maybe it's because he knows you're capable. But, he's kind of keeping an eye on you. Celine, it's pretty. The landscape is really pretty. Aside from, Saloon being a dick. And one of the exotic birds in question is a great horned owl. That seems to be smarter than most of the other birds. Because he waits, and you watch this, he waits as Saloon gets closer and closer. And is like playing chicken almost. And then darts towards his cage, and what's his AC?
Celine AC? Hold on. I have to pull up his character sheet, which is hilarious, but poor his AC isn't high. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's only 11.
So you watch as this owl has baited Saloon into a trap, and as Saloon darts in, the owl turns and snaps on Saloon and does him 3 points of piercing damage to one of his wings, sending Saloon skittering back to you.
So, Saloon being the most pissed off creature in the planet because well, an asshole for any other way.
Yep.
He's fuming.
Yeah, he's more than human. And this guy's a dick. Anyway, I'm saying that about my familiar. This is weird.
Dick.
He will sit there like okay, so he took the 3 points of damage, which is nowhere to get through the temporary hit points. So Saloon now knows that this owl's smart enough to wait to be baited, is just sitting there taunting him and just like staring at him, bristling up. And in whatever outfit he's showing, he's like showing it off and being like, "You're a fucking owl. I'm a familiar. Bring it on."
The owl in
Yeah.
turn, holds up something it's kept clutch in its talons most of the day. It is a very shiny gold encrusted monocle.
Saloon's eyes widen to the saucers and just goes like, "It can't use this monocle." But just the fact that the owl has anything over it is just enough to make it infuriated.
Celine, you notice that Oyen has a monocle on, but this one is made of silver and looks to be cheap, or at least cheaper. And
Oh,
he's
wow.
glancing at the cage with the owl, and he's just scowling at it.
Oh,
And
I
the
see how
owl
this
just
is
kind
going.
of keeps his prize like closely tucked to his body. With that perception check, you also notice that the owl has a name, because its name is on a board pinned to the cage, which also has the phrase, "Do not touch biting bird." And under it and above that, it says the Grand Duke.
The Grand Duke?
Yes, that is this.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is bird from nobility,
Dick.
so it's nobility versus nobility here. Saloon self-imposed nobility, but
Thaddeus, you dick.
No,
exactly.
it's an even better reference that only I will appreciate, and maybe a handful of our lovelies.
Okay. So in my case, Celine is continuing to be friends, being entertaining, and of course, so she'll be sleeping a lot during the day because she has to talk to the stars because they are taking care of us, of course.
Right.
So most of her nights will be spent literal hours just talking to the stars every night. Her legs just thrown over the top of the caravan, telling them stories about like who she met and like all her best friends and all these new people, etc., etc. Saloon, however, will have a personal vendetta against this
Against
owl,
this owl.
and will do nothing because it's in a cage, right?
Oh yeah, it's in a cage.
So Saloon will frequently get like little pitchers of water, like little like coffee, like where you pour your milk, and like pour water on the owl, and like constantly try to piss it off. It's constantly in this like flame war with this owl, just nonstop, and it knows 100% that they are in a cage and he is not, and he takes full advantage of that shit. Getting a stick or something and like jabbing it through, or just like at all matters of the night, 24 hours. This Saloon is just dedicated to doing nothing more than annoying this owl.
The stick, anything that Saloon puts inside the cage, he loses.
Oh no, I'm okay with that
Yeah.
though.
Any stick Saloon gets, the Grand Duke just snatches it away almost with ease. And again, Oyen is like trying to shoo Saloon away.
But
he's just
every
not
night.
fast enough.
Every moment he goes to sleep, every moment it's just constant.
Found a stick
You'll make
on the
him
ground,
feel that
and
bird
now
out
I'm
of
gonna use it on the flower that I found.
Saloon is stuck to making noise to wake the owl up, to do everything in its legit power to annoy this creature.
No more. No
Um,
more.
Wolfenheit,
Yes.
with your perception check, you notice that the cult of the dragon, their wagon. Also,
Yep.
White, could you reconnect real quick? Your camera went out. You do know that they are keeping together. But what you also know is that these lands are called. You're approaching some lands, some lands that even you've heard of. They're called
Okay.
the Fields of the Dead.
Okay.
Um, yeah, you don't. So, um, the road you're traveling takes you through the Fields of the Dead. The road, twists and wanders through hills dotted with ancient battlefields, dolmens, and barrow mounds. The common wisdom holds that it's a very bad idea to light a fire on a hilltop at night in the Fields of the Dead, because the light attracts monsters from miles around. Crossing the territory will take days, and you would be surprised if people aren't more high-strung. As a wildfire druid specifically, the Fields of the Dead you're told to only light fires when absolutely necessary, and at all times have a guard. Because fire attracts things here.
I hate it. I hate this all.
Yeah.
I hate all of this. I wish I could light it all on fire. They can't be attracted to something if it's all on fire.
That's good logic.
Theoretically. So, I mean, but you do see that there are other travelers coming down from Baldur's Gate, from Dragonspear, or from Daggerford, or even some who say they're from Waterdeep. There are other people out and about. These roads are well used and well traveled. Not well guarded in all situations, which is why caravans are pretty large and hire out guards. But they are respectable, and so it's
Okay.
you're not deserted here. I want White. Since you rolled the nat 20, I want you to roll me a d20.
8.
Nothing happens for the first 2 or 3 days of your traveling.
May I interject for a
Yes.
moment that I wanted to do
Yeah,
after I noticed the orc keeping an eye?
sure. What would you like to do?
Like that night when we make camp. I'm assuming we're making camp every night. I don't know.
You make a camp every night, and you have several stops throughout the day to water and feed horses. And
Okay.
your employer in particular takes the time to relieve himself.
Yeah, but I take one of those opportunities and I just wobble my way over to Rattlegast.
Rattlegas, you and Oyen are covering the bird cages for the night. As Thier approaches.
Oh, dear, yes. The turtle, how are you, friend?
Hello, Rattlegast. We have a moment of your time.
Oh, of course. Just a moment, I'll be right back, good sir. What do you need here?
Well, you seem to be a very and I lead us a little bit off. So
Yeah, that's fine. It's not hard to find privacy around here.
yeah. You seem to be a very attentive individual.
Oh,
Is
attentive. I suppose I pay many things attention, yes.
What is your destination? Neverwinter?
My destination is wherever my job takes me. I'm a hired hand. I go where I am led.
Inside on that bitch.
Roll persuasion or deception, Rattlegast.
I don't
and
trust
roll
you as
against
far as I
Thier.
can throw you.
Wait, a what or a what?
Persuasion or deception. Your choice, because your statement was both true and half true, and false. So your statement's vague enough that you can get away with either
Yeah.
of your choice.
I have 2+2 to deception, so.
Okay. Fear, you're used to half speak. You're used to a lot of it, especially you. You know he's half speaking you, but you also know that his job, whatever it is, will likely take him somewhere he doesn't know. So he tends not to make plans, or at least that's how it seems right now.
Well, Thea just nods, and you see the smile curl up on the sides of his face, which is kind of creepy for the snapped snout. But he's just like, very well. If any trouble arises and you need aid, I'll be there.
I will most certainly call on your aid if the time is right. And I'll be there too.
Just and I just put a mid on his shoulder, and go closer to him and whisper in your ear, just keep an eye on those as well. And I just look back to the 3 carriages.
Oh, you don't say.
They are not to be trusted.
Are they not now?
Well, and actually, Fear will go to one of the patches on the front of his robe, and he will actually rip it out again.
Aww.
I worked so hard on that.
I fell on a branch. But as he rips it again, you can see where the tear is. You also see there is a decaying wound, a stab wound that is still festering.
Rattlegas, roll me a medicine check. In your line of work, and with your particular skill set, such a wound would be fatal. The fact that it's not killed him, and the fact that it's still festering and rotting, is concerning. You understand that the gods exist. You understand that there are beings who can keep people around even though they should be dead. If Fear isn't blessed by one of them, he's undead. Although, why an undead is so cognizant and self-aware and free-willed, you have no idea.
Would I have any idea with like the like context that we're in of what God would be involved in this kind of a situation? Like what God would try and spare someone against that enemy?
In plain view?
It's tied around the pommel of my mole. Yeah.
Roll me a religion check, Rattlegast. Oh, so, you can think of one deity. You have one deity in mind who would not only do so, but you also remember that Firhe's name means vengeance in Draconic. You know of a deity known as Nerol. Let me pull up these stats so I'm actually 100% right on this one.
I don't know how to fucking
I got
do an accentuation right, but it's Narul.
You do know that this particular deity is called the Reaper, the Bringer of Darkness, and the Hater of Life. There is the skull and scythe is his sigil. You do know that he has influence over death, darkness, murder, and the underworld. Normally, he's favored by humans. And he appears as a human. Uh, you also know that uh, the way the way Theurhe holds himself, he is a cleric of a darker persuasion. Um, if he is not the direct cause of death, then he is definitely the keeper. Uh, Grave or Death Domain, you would imagine, are his two. Uh, are either of his domains. You're not 100% sure which is which.
As Thurhay is like pulling back the patch, Rattlegas is gonna like kind of like get uncomfortably close, like not really paying any attention to like social bubbles or anything, and just kind of pry open the spot that you just opened up a little bit. Just, oh, I see. You've been blessed by a god of death, maybe. The Reaper, perhaps. Yes. Death has touched your life much, has it not?
Those cultists. I was one of them once. Long ago. Draconic ancestry and blood. Me and my family, my mother, father. We were up in the hierarchy. And as you know, power breeds enemies. And those enemies were the cause of me and my family's death. Master Narul was gracious enough to offer me a second chance. And I will uphold and cherish that chance. And bring the cult of the dragon down. At least I will try, until death claims me again.
We all fall astray in our paths at some point in our lives. All that we can do is try to make up for those mistakes. It seems you're well on your way.
I'd be honored to have you aid me in any way you can.
Oh, an old man like me, I don't know about that.
You seem like you know more than you're letting on, my friend.
A perceptive one. Yes, maybe.
It's at this point that you all hear a lute begin to strum up. And there is a half-elf bard amongst you who is singing a song and striking up music.
I just put a hand on Ralgast's shoulder. My friend, death is a great teacher is a great teacher. And to the hells with the formalities. You may call me Apak. Theurhe is just a theater name. And he just walks away. And starts swaying a bit to the music.
Cool.
Those of you who want to roll a perception check to hear the music better. Celine, you back?
Yep.
Roll me a D100, please.
D100? Alrighty now. Let's see. 1D100. Oh, whoops. I hit toll instead of roll. Let's try that again. 1D100. 67.
Too off the nice number. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. My lucky number is 69.
I prefer 88. You get 8 twice.
Because you get 8 twice. I know your ways, my friend.
You were right on top of that. That took me a second, and you already had called it out.
Despicable. Oh.
These
Rattlegast.
meddling kids.
Rattlegast, the man in question is singing of a land covered in mists, ruled by an evil despot, whose love poisoned his heart. And yet
Zared, what the fuck are you doing
it was
here?
brave adventurers, led by a handsome and noble elf, who led these adventurers to slaying this beast, freeing the people, and saving this land.
Oh, that's vampire driven. Yeah, because you already, I already know this one.
Uh-huh. Uh, as for you, Celine, Saloon is bothering the Grand Duke, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, consistently. It has been endless.
David, can you roll me a d20, please?
Yays. 6.
And so as Saloon, so Oyen is trying to put the cover on the Grand Duke's cage.
Alright.
He's failing miserably. A combination of Saloon trying to bother the Grand Duke, but also the Grand Duke not allowing him to put it on. As Saloon is hanging out, I want you to roll a perception check for you and for him.
Okay, for me... Start here. Okay, that's a nat 20 for me, and then, Saloon... Hold on, I gotta click his sheet. Oh wow, that would be even more. That was weird. Okay, so that would actually be a nat 20 for Saloon. Because it rolls it under the same name, apparently. So here's mine.
Okay.
Which is only a 9.
You're just a little preoccupied with the music. It's a very pretty song. Almost like a dirge, but more hopeful.
Nice.
Saloon, on the other hand, realizes that the Grand Duke has been making a fairly enormous amount of racket.
Yeah.
Also, Oyen has parked his cart under a tree, like a good ways from everyone else, because his birds are loud. What Saloon also notices is that there's a group of about 12 other owls who have now perched in the tree. And they're all just kind of watching the scene down below. And half of them are watching the Grand Duke, half of them are watching Saloon.
He got the gang. Oh no.
Yeah. No, Saloon, though, more so realizing what's going on, I'm assuming on a nat 20, I could make this assumption. Kinda is putting 2 and 2 together that they might be brethren.
Mm-hmm.
And actually will go and try to seek out Saloon to help him in his quest now. Because Saloon is a noble soul and will try to free the owl in the scenario. So I'm not sure how I'm going to communicate that. I'm trying to think of how to roleplay this. Most likely, probably by pelting Celine in the face because he's an asshole. She'll be sitting there enjoying the music and then bird upside the side of the head.
Yeah, it's just
And she gives a little squeal of pain before looking at him as this hummingbird is in her face, pointing her, like turning, like looking at her, turning towards the direction, looking at her, turning towards the direction over and over and over until she gets the hint.
Roll an insight check to see how long it takes. I'd say with advantage because it's your familiar.
Sure. I'm pretty good at insight anyway.
Saloon going.
Yeah, exactly. That would be 20 total.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take you long at all to figure this out. Rattlegast, you head back to Oyen, and the Grand Duke has been a right bastard. But this is one of the first times he's like actively acted out. And Oyen just looks at you. I don't know what to do with this bird.
Have you fed it?
Of course I fed it. I gave it half a ham.
It is not enough, mortal.
Maybe there's poop all over the place in its cage. Maybe it's unhappy with the large quantity of poop that's in there. Have you cleaned it?
Now how would I
This old
clean the
man.
cage when he's trying to claw my eyes out? Do you even think...
Oh, I can handle the owl. Don't worry. You can clean the cage, and I'll handle the owl.
You're gonna roll initiative against an owl. Let's go.
Well, I was thinking animal handling, but initiative works too.
You're gonna full on fight this bitch.
Surprised no one came to me.
You're just...
Honestly, my character has no understanding of your ability with animals, even though you're a druid yet. Because
I know,
all she's seen you
but
do is
druid.
burn things and grow things.
And talk to my burning bird, yes.
Yeah, you actually have seen his little fire spirit.
I've seen that. I've seen a familiar, but
Yeah.
I'm bad with animals. I'm just good with Saloon, who's an asshole.
Rattlegas, roll an animal handling check at disadvantage.
Well, okay, so this is
good with assholes.
This is what I want to do. I wanna open the cage, and then if he tries to bolt, I'm gonna make it look like I get freaked out and fall down. But then, like while I'm kind of stumbling backwards, I'm gonna try and steal the monocle from the owl.
The most
So,
complex
okay.
plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Okay.
klepto. Okay.
So Oyen goes to open the cage, and as soon as he does, the Grand Duke does indeed claw at him, and he damned bird. And
Oh my, he's so violent.
and
That
then-
is Napa.
And then
I
you
love
notice
that.
that the other owls from the tree come down and are like fluttering and screeching in Oyen's face, causing quite a racket. Enough of a racket that people are actually like looking and staring and like being.
Can we hear it as well?
Oh yeah, you all
good.
hear this.
Look in the
Oyen
direction.
is like, and the Grand
Am I back by now?
Oh fuck.
You were moving towards.
Saloon has joined in this assault, so he's being assaulted by a hummingbird as well.
And, yes. Yes.
Okay, I need to read something real quick. Hold up.
I'm gonna join in see what this squawking racket is about. Highly unusual.
And I am still trying to steal the monocle.
Yep.
Okay.
You klepto monkey, you. Playing too many Bethesda games.
Well, the monocle's a good peace offering
Always.
if all this goes belly up, so it's a good idea.
Doesn't work on animals. Only works on humanoids. I was about to go calm emotions, bitches, calm the fuck down. But it only works on humanoids.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
So you're waiting for your chance, Rattlegast, and the Grand Duke does give it to you. He flies out, and he's by far the largest of these owls. He's bigger than the other one, by the biggest in this wild group, by at least
Harpy
double,
eagle size?
if not 2.5 times.
Harpy
but-
eagle size.
Kind of.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's massive. He's taller. He's as tall as some kobolds.
So the Great Owl from Legend of Zelda got it.
Kinda, yeah. Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand there, Rattlegast, to try and
Okay.
steal the monocle.
Wow, that was a good one.
So the Grand Duke flies past you, and as he does, you just reach out and grab his claw. He he kind of like stops in the air for a second and then keeps going. You have the monocle, but the
I'm gonna step away from the commotion that's going on a little bit, and then try and like kind of stealthily show the monocle to the Grand Duke, and just kind of give him like a knowing stare. Just like a
I
ha ha
took
ha.
it, you bitch. Come
I
and
got
get
you,
it.
shiny.
let me roll something for the Grand Duke here.
You just go like this. Hey.
He doesn't notice. He and the other owls are out.
Ah,
Saloon is still attacking the guy even though he's alone. At this point.
And you said his armor class is 11?
Oh, it's only 11. But I'm assuming it's a different day now, so his HP would be full, right?
It's the end of the first day.
Alright, I'll still roleplay it as the low HP.
But the guy doesn't have much strength, so he manages to actually land an open palm slap against Saloon for 1 point of damage because his strength modifier is a 1.
Got it.
And then he just like, God damn it! I've had that bird here marked in that fucking.
Yeah, Saloon's gonna. Why did you hit my hummingbird? What is wrong with you?
Are you trying to help my birds escape?
It's a hummingbird! She says, like, very distinctly, and then you see her flip open her book, and you see vicious scribble. As she looks at him just like he's the scum of the earth, this, like, beautiful childlike face just staring at him, going, "You are awful."
You're Satan.
Full-on guilt trip.
Hey, you're lucky I don't put your hummingbird in a cage, too. Keep
There's
that
an
thing away
eyebrow
from my
raised.
birds.
There's an eyebrow raised, and then she just goes, "Really?" And then you see scribble, 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 scribble.
Yes, really.
Sir, let's calm down. The bird's fled. The hummingbird is an asshole. We all know that.
You see,
Yeah.
you see the half-elf come wandering over.
Let's just go back to our goings on and forget this happened. They are not gonna fly back into the fucking cage.
God damn it. It took me 4 months to get that bird. 4 months!
Celine starts writing something and then looks at Dere with that innocent, like, everything's okay smile. And just goes, "Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good compromise. We're all missing something. I'm missing sleep dealing with you." Looking at Orin. And Dere has missed his time coming over here. And poor Rattlegast, oh my gosh, did the birds even hurt you?
Oh, he knocked me over on my tuchus. I feared for my life.
I love this old man.
It's a terrifying bird. Oh,
Can I roll an
terrible
insight
thing,
against
terrible
that?
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm already
I'm
expecting.
so glad it's
bullshit.
gone.
Rattlegast,
guidance?
Roll a deception check. No guidance. You wouldn't know to use guidance on this particular instance, I wouldn't think.
I'm already
oh
knowing
wow, I
that.
failed that actually pretty hardcore.
This poor old man.
Goddamn. I'm like, you cool for now. You cool for now.
Celine has
Oh,
gone
my
full on
back.
housewife,
Oh,
full on, and will even use part of her daily.
I think I'm gonna have to talk to workers' comp for this.
Oh
Oh,
my god! I would.
Hey,
I
you
would.
get workers' comp on your management schedule? I mean, on your contract?
Tyr just goes, "Oh, you didn't know?"
I love that Wolfenstein is the only one who had no clue. And the two,
No, I didn't even question. I'm like, eh.
the two
So-
old people were like, yeah, this is a thing that doesn't actually
yeah,
exist.
yeah. No. We had to write it into the contract. We had to
To
add it.
make it feel better,
Yeah,
Celine
me
is
and
gonna.
me and Rattlegast are just going through the contract. So, yes, you're going through this clause.
That's actually
too many-
pretty good.
I've signed too many bad contracts in my day. Always gotta
so
make them right.
Yes, absolutely. So Celine, in a way to comfort Rattlegas, I'm going to use inspiring later, which
Nice.
takes 10 minutes, and she's going to be comforting him like a little kid for like 10 minutes straight.
For 10
So
minutes of
that
your time, you can adopt a small Celine.
So if you please would sign here, we can get that clause going in just right away.
So for 10
so
minutes, you have this little sweetling just coddling you.
oh my gosh. So that's 7 temporary hit points. I'm not sure if you feel better with seven
And
temporary hit points.
I pat Celine on the head. Oh, such a sweet young girl. That's so much better. Oh,
Yeah,
I feel.
you pat her on the head, and she immediately checks your hands for like scratches, and then kisses it, and then just goes back to like writing things and comforting you. She is so goddamn sweet,
Um,
and she's glaring at Orion every time, and you know that there is just hell or high water coming up.
um, you do know that you watch as Oyen and Enom are having a conversation about future watching of the birds. Apparently, the Grand Duke was the most problematic, um, but you know, it's the
Why
biggest
free
owl
Duke?
ever. In fact, the owl was actually almost half the size of the halfling here. He was fairly he was massive. Uh, but as it winds down and as everybody calms back down, um, Wolfenite and Saloon, I want to roll a perception check.
Okay, saloon coming up.
Celine or Celine?
Saloon.
Okay.
All
I
right,
mean,
saloon
do we have a Celine Dion?
16.
Someone who thinks he's Celine Dion in
What do you want me to roll again?
perception.
Okay, we'll do.
And I.
Um, there are a couple of trees. Not many, but there are a couple. Wolfenite, the birds flying away was the most interesting thing to happen.
Yeah.
And Saloon notices only because someone wants him to notice. But the two of you, see 13 owls, one of whom is massive, sitting on a tree a fair bit of distance away. And the biggest one looks at Saloon. And if owls could give evil villain smirks, this one would.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
And then they all fly away again
Yeah.
into the night.
Saloon, in response, though, flies partially after them like a still come at me, bro, even though there's 13 of them.
Oh, he's gonna get jumped.
He's gonna get jumped, and that's kind of how he works.
But by the way, Saloon just made these 13 hours join the Cult of the Dragon. Congratulations.
Except, I do want to point out that Saloon did that so that owl could escape. They're gonna have a duel. This is gonna be a fight scene.
You have now.
You made these owls join the Cult of the Dragon. Congratulations.
I saved them, thank you. Saloon's an asshole, but he's not that much of an asshole. He's not gonna damn him to being caged.
No, just take full advantage of the fact they're in a cage to torment them.
Oh no, he's again asshole, but still good.
But anyway, so the owls leave. The night winds down. The half elf, strikes up another tune. This one a more jaunty tune, and seems to be fairly entertaining. So the first night passes by uneventfully. The second night passes by equally uneventfully. It's the beginning of the third day that you're traveling. The trees that used to be, on occasion, dotting the side of the road are gone. The road is traveled, but it looks to be harder traveled, as if people were eager to get out of here. And you realize that most of the fields around here are yellowed withering grass. Um, there are a couple of hills here and there. This is no farmland. This land is plagued by something. You have now reached the Fields of the Dead proper. Wolfenite, you can feel the sickness in this earth. Too much
Yeah.
blood, too much death, and too many lingering spirits.
It feels like grease in the air, you know, like a disgusting, like, greasy feel.
Oh, I feel right at
That's what it
home.
feels like.
I feel right at home, lingering spirits and shit.
Yeah, Thierhay,
You greasy turtle.
you know when you're in a killing field, and this is probably a very large one. At least from the remnants you're getting. Even Mariana seems to be a little subdued here. And you see her clutching her holy symbols, whispering to her deity. Mostly to purify the land. Not even to protect her, just purify the land because this is wrong. And that's a phrase you keep hearing from her, is this is wrong, this is so wrong. All of the guards for the caravan are on higher alert. The family, all 5 of the children are now in the wagon that they're in under the very stern watch of their mother, who, like, is making them all look at each other, basically, and not look outside, and not look around. The outriders, the solo travelers you had, are now right with the group. Even the Cult of the Dragon seems to be a little more hesitant here, and they're not quite as far ahead as because they've been leading the caravan mostly. But they've fallen back and are now pretty close, actually. People are expecting something bad to happen, and nobody wants it to happen, but you don't really know, and there is high alert everywhere.
What time of day is it?
Morning.
Morning? Okay, good.
And there is a
Morning.
heavy fog rolling across these fields. And as you enter the Fields of the Dead, I think that's where we're going to stop for the night.
Alright.
But yeah, guys, congratulations. We're moving forward, and now we're officially on our way. And we're going to have lots of fun shenanigans.
Assuming no more
I love
technical
this
error.
old man, but I love this old man, but he's full of shit.
You don't know what kind of shit, though.
At
That's
this
don't know.
moment, Celine
It's
100% believes you. So, you are 100%
just
truthful.
an innocent old man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fear ain't buying it. Fear ain't buying it. Like, he's like, yeah, old man. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
You're
you
old.
turtles, you're all the same.
That's
Yeah,
racist.
fine,
That's racist.
Stop eating my greens!
You just, oh, you turtles, you're all the same. Fear him, backhands him with an inflict wounds.
Grandpa, stop being so mean to Grandpa.
So,
He did nothing wrong!
anyway, guys and gals, I want to thank you all for watching, and thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been a while since I've last streamed, and since we've been able to bring you an episode of Tyranny of Dragons, but don't worry, we are now committed to this schedule. It is every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 9 p.m., or roughly 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Some nights we may end earlier, some nights we may go a little later. It all depends on what's happening. I am very sorry for the technical issues that have happened today. Hopefully I will do some checking and some computer stuff to make sure that at least on my end it doesn't happen. But if Discord, craps out, that's on Discord, really.
Yeah, that's on.
Or Charter.
I don't use Charter.
And now we will never be sponsored by Discord. Good work.
They don't sponsor people. When was the
I don't
last
fucking
time
know.
you've heard of Discord sponsoring someone? Now, if D&D Beyond wants to sponsor me, I am totally happy to be sponsored by D&D Beyond, or Critical Role, or any of those guys. If they want to sponsor me,
Hey!
I will totally sell.
Wizards of the Coast, hit us up. Wizards of the Coast, hit us up, man. Goddamn.
I'm down. Let's do it.
I can't do that. They would ask me to stop drinking, and no.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
we're,
on camera drinking, So
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
well,
a hard no. Liquor's a requirement.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
did
You
say
have to take
hard
one for
no.
the team if Wizards of the Coast hits us up.
I was
Take
gonna
one for the
say, if
team.
Wizards of the Coast hits us up and wants to sponsor
Take one
us,
for the team.
I would look for a new
Take another
job,
one
and
for the
I
team,
would.
and then take another one for the team, and then another one.
Another one.
That's
Another one.
100% correct, actually.
Anyway, guys.
I deal with my problems like a responsible
3
adult.
cans of beer a day, and that's your bleeding lot.
Anyway, guys and gals. So our next session will be October 7th, Wednesday. Um, we will also have a session the 21st of October, so do be ready for that. Um, but anyway, guys, I have been the DM. I am Professor John, or Dr. John Wolfenstein, or Professor John Wolfenstein. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Those of you who came from my TikTok to watch and follow me on Twitch, thank you so much. I am so glad to see you, and I hope you've enjoyed what I've performed. But I am your master of dungeons for this campaign, and I am looking forward to completing it, come hell or high water. God damn it. Unfortunately, Mr. Mason, who plays Serial, the Rune Knight fighter, Wood Elf Rune Knight fighter, is still out. Hopefully, he will be rejoining us soon. We were short one Eric, who plays Mariana, the Oath of Ancients Satyr Paladin. Hopefully, he'll be with us next time. But to my lovely cast who are here, of course, ladies first, we have the beautiful Callie Cat, who plays Celine the Stargazer, our human celestial warlock / life cleric.
Or bard. I mean, just depends on how you look at it. But I love you all. I hope you get through all this nonsense. And that's all in character, because out of character, you guys are just okay. And I'm
okay,
joking.
like any
You
human
guys
being.
have a good night.
Betrayal.
We have Mr. Matt playing Wolfenite, our Earth Genasi Wildfire Druid.
Stop! You have violated the law. Pay forth now or pay with your blood.
I mean, we have Mr. Whitehill playing Theater Hay, our Tortle Death Domain Cleric.
The time of us all comes.
And of course,
You will all be part of my army.
and of course, we have my brother David playing Rattlegast, the half orc. Don't know his class yet.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Where am I? Who are these people?
No one. Bonk.
It's okay.
Who are these people?
No, thank you for having me, Matt and Callie. It's super nice to meet you. It's
Pleasure,
good
darling.
good to be a part of the gang.
Nothing nice to
I
say
dig
about
it.
me. I see.
Nope.
You suspicious
No, I know.
old frog, you.
I know you, White. I
And,
know you well.
Also,
Love you, buddy.
Just another quick update.
Likewise.
I will be. That Sunday stream is coming. Just a little more patience. There's some things I need to work out and finish up, and I don't want to rush my players who are currently in the game I have running Sundays. But the Sunday stream is coming, so you'll be able to see my ugly mug twice a week instead of just once a week. But anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all get through 2020. It's almost over. Next year can only be better. So we frickin' hope. But stay safe out there.
Nuclear fire.
Right? Stay safe out there. Keep your loved ones safe and close. All the best wishes. I have been your Master of Dungeons, and I will see you all next time on Tyranny of Dragons.